saw on Coronado's shot and how you did that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger kick off the glass than I would have expected, but it kicked out, and someone I don't know who had it, but I thought he was going to shoot it, so I kind of bid on the shot, and he threw it back door. I just put my glove out there and tried to cover space, and got fortunate, hit caught piece.
This was your 65th shutout tonight, but before I ask you about yourself, because I know you're going to talk about, just what do you think of the team's effort in front of you?
It was great. The whole game, all game long. We battled hard, defended well. We did a great job in all three zones. So, just a good win. We'll take these 2 points and carry that momentum onto the road.
You passed Henrik Lundqvist with tonight's shutout. You collect a lot of milestones throughout your career. Does that have any added significance for you?
I mean, it's anytime you're mentioned with Hank's name, with anything, it's it's special. I know what he means to this city, this organization, and what he's done for just goaltenders everywhere. A lot of young guys looking up to him, and so just be in the same conversation with him with anything, any stat or anything like that. It's it's humbling.
Alexi's on a little bit of a hot streak right now. What have you noticed about the confidence that he's playing with, and maybe how your line, the dynamic, is working as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think the way he's been, and even Gabe, I feel like I don't think the mistakes get to them the same way maybe when you have that confidence, and I feel as their line mate, I don't mind. Make plays, make the mistakes, and we learn from it, but I feel like you have to keep playing. I think the last goal is a perfect example. One shift before, it's a turnover, almost leads into a goal. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, but for him to keep playing, I think that's a good sign, and they've been awesome. And happy for Laf to get that hat trick too. So it was. It's been fun to watch and fun to play with those guys.
What do you think the recent run of success does for him, just confidence-wise, as you guys try and finish off the season best you can?
I mean, I don't think anyone feels, or anyone hates seeing the puck go in the net and be able to produce when you get that ice time, and also when you're winning. Like that helps too. And he works hard. He cares a lot, and we get to see it firsthand. So it's fun to see him get rewarded.
Fox got his 400th point on the same play you got your 800th. I guess he gets the puck.
Seniority, I guess. We'll see. But it's cool. I've never had that happen before, so I don't know. We'll see what gets it.
I saw you congratulate Jonathan just on that save that he made. Just what was going through your minds when you guys saw that late in the game?
I think I was still in the Calgary zone. I took off and then saw him make that save, so it was unbelievable. And just the way he played today, and get to really, I guess, finishing off with that save to keep a shutout and to get his milestone as well with a shutout. So that was cool. Again, that's a guy who means so much to us and meant so much to us the whole time he's been here, and you could see why he's been so successful, and obviously happy for him.
Mika, you're 800 games, you're approaching 1,000 games. I mean, do you have what's your level of appreciation for these types of numbers now for you?
They feel surreal. I think starting to play hockey, I don't know if that's what I was dreaming about. Coming into the NHL, I don't think I don't know if it's been even a number or a milestone that I've been able to, or even allowed myself to dream of, or just even thought about, honestly. And being at this point, it's obviously fun, but I'm hoping I have a lot of good hockey left to play. So, but obviously it's. I don't feel old, so that's a good sign, I guess.
Mika, how important is it to just have a night of good karma? Like, season's been what it's been, but to have a night like this, shut out some achievements. I mean, does it feel good just to have that night?
Yes, it does.
Mike, so that's, I think, points in 6 out of 7 games since you guys came out of the break. Just your general thoughts on the way the team has maybe regrouped here and what you like about
Well, I'm happy for the guys. I think, obviously we've had our ups and downs throughout the course of the year. I think we're competing hard. I think they're playing for one another. They're executing for the most part. It's not perfect, but I think these guys are just competing extremely hard. So I'm happy for them. One of the things we talked about coming out of the break was just trying to use this as a fresh start, just hit the reset button, and then, trying to feel good about what we do every day and see where it takes us. And so I think they're competing hard, and I think that's where it starts, is their compete level game in and game out.
Mike, what's noticeable to you about Alexei and the way he's playing now and why he's scoring as opposed to why he maybe wasn't scoring that much earlier in the year?
Yeah, I think, one of the things that, we've tried to encourage Laf to do a little bit more of was, finding ways to create offense different ways. And he's a dangerous player off the rush because he has great offensive instincts, and, he has the ability to, to see it and make plays, and he has finishing ability when he's on the, when he's on the receiving end of those plays. The third goal he scores tonight is a perfect example, right? But I think he's adding a dimension to his game, and that's we'll call it the grind game, where he can create offense underneath the hash marks from below the goal line, or getting inside, whether it be in net front tips, deflections, rebounds, things of that nature, or just the ability to create off of a shot where a sifter comes in from the blue line, and that rebound goes somewhere. He has the ability to make plays off of it. So I think he's just adding that dimension to his game a little bit more consistently. It's hard to score, I think, consistently in this league if you don't have that element to your game. Some nights you're just not going to get a lot off the rush, for example, and so I think he's doing a better job in that aspect of his offensive game, and obviously he's getting more power play time, and with the power play time, that's helped him as well.
Mike, just with Gabe too and the chemistry he's formed, obviously with Mika and Laf. We talked a few games ago about Gabe making that extra pass and that 2-on-1 in the third period, and how you encourage that and you don't want to take away creativity. Is he doing things creatively that you don't even anticipate? It seems like he's finding guys when they didn't know it at first, but now they kind of see it coming.
Yeah, he does. Let me rephrase that. I don't know that I encouraged him to make that extra pass on that 2-on-1, but what I did encourage him to do was to trust his instincts, and because he has excellent instincts, and so I think he's making high end plays. The power play goal we got in the last game, that down low play when he hits Mika on the back door, is a high end play. You've got to see it, and before that happens, he puts it right on his tape, through sticks and legs to get it to him. That's a high end play that he makes. So I think he's making a lot more of those. His confidence is building. You can see it when he's hanging on to pucks, things of that nature. So, I think Mika's line, as it's been the last handful of games, has been really good. Those guys, they all have really good offensive instincts. They're a little bit different in how they play, but in a lot of ways, I think that's complementary. And so, Gabe is continuing to build his game. And, for a guy that's not the biggest guy out there, he's pretty stiff in the puck battles. And that's something that we've tried to challenge him on throughout the course of the year, is the importance of the puck battles in all three zones, whether it's wall play coming out of our end or it's hanging on a puck, so the puck battles down in the offensive zone. And he values that aspect of the game, and he's getting better at it. And he plays with courage. He's willing to go to the hard areas to win pucks and make plays or things of that nature. So, we're obviously real encouraged with his overall growth and development.
Mike, it's been a tough year record-wise, at least for John.
How happy are you that you get another shutout and plays well and everything? Just,
Yeah, that was something that we were talking about on the bench. The whole third period was competing hard for Quickie to help him there, and it's a remarkable accomplishment. I was told at the end of the game that he just passed Henrik Lundqvist for 17th all time in shutouts. That's a remarkable accomplishment in this game, and so it just speaks volumes for how good of a goaltender he's been for so long. His competitive spirit, I think, is inspiring. The way he goes about his business every day, watching his work ethic, and I just think he has such a great influence on our group. And so when he has the ability to get a shutout like this, I know that his teammates were thrilled for him. We were every bit as thrilled for him.
Mike, I know a lot of coaches hate when you give up back post goals, but to be on the offensive side of that tonight, 4 back post goals, how happy does that make you as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll take the goals any way they come. The backdoor plays they're always, highlight reel goals, and usually they're high-end plays. So, when you look at the types of goals that were scored tonight, they were those type of plays. I thought Lobs' line had another great game all night long. They're just hard to play against. All 3 of them. They're just a dog on a bone on the puck, and the way they hunt pucks in the offensive zone and play on top of teams, and they're just conscientious defensively as well. And so they're starting to get rewarded offensively also tonight. You look at that play they make off a stretch pass, and Lobs, wins a foot race in a puck battle, and it turns into Connor Sheary's goal. So I think that line's played extremely well. But the types of goals that were scored tonight were, super nice goals. So we're thrilled for the group.
Mike, getting to see Connor Hellebuyck's save a couple weeks ago, and then Jonathan Quick's save tonight, what was your reaction when you saw that save? A little bit different of a situation, but.
Yeah, I mean, they're both elite saves, and that's what makes those guys the types of goalies that they are. They're elite goalies, and they make those types of saves, and that's what it takes to win. When you get timely saves like that from your goaltender, it goes a long way to setting your team up for success.